My name is Joshua. I'm 27 years old, and bodybuilding is probably the only time where I feel as home or like myself. I grew up in a household where going out to dinner was rare. Home-cooked meals were mandatory, and you slept at the dinner table if you didn't finish it. I had both athletic parents. My mom was a bodybuilder, so I learned a ton from her. My father was a football player himself, both now entrepreneurs owning their own successful businesses. Bodybuilding, there's not a middle ground. You have to be all in if you want the results that you want. This is something that I feel passionate about, that I feel like I'm really good at, and I want to be able to capture it and provide the insight, the knowledge, the habits, the routines, so that other people pull something from it to be able to apply to their own lives. Being misunderstood early in your life is kind of a blessing because it lets you center yourself and ground yourself and to figure out who you are early on. And I think that is one of the biggest blessings in disguise that I've ever received. I would say if I had one tip in anything, fail your way forward, because the more you try stuff, the more you find out what not to do and what you don't like, which the inverse of that is what you do like and what to do. If you can sacrifice 2 to 5 years up front of real hard work, of birthdays and bars and lake days and just stuff that is a lot of fun, but inherently a waste of time and money, you will get so much further ahead, I promise. That's the biggest thing that I've learned about who I am, is I want to earn that. I want it. I want it so bad that if I can't afford it right now, I will make sure that I will work until I can. I started posting consistently and taking this serious because this is what I have learned that my passion is, and in this current stage in our lives, this right here can make me more money than any 9-to-5 ever could. My passion falls in line with it. The brands that I want to work with fall in line with it. The people that I would like to surround myself and work side by side fall in line with this. And I was like, you know what? Let me show the world who I am. I want to show the good, the bad, the cringy, the funny. Don't shy away from embarrassment. Don't lose your spark and your passion, and find a way. If there is something that you just genuinely can't stop talking about and you can't get it out of your head, it keeps you up at night the way that this does for me, like providing the value, showing the world that if you work hard enough and believe in yourself enough, that doors will open and God will show you the way. I'm just gonna get some weight moving, just gonna get a warm up, make sure the joints are happy with me today, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think this will be a good session. You can definitely feel the wing in my scap, or this knot that's winging my scapula out. It takes away a lot from my decompression, but I think no matter what, I gotta work around it, get some table work done, and we'll be able to grind through it, as always. I might see where like 2.5 feels starting. I can usually get 3. I usually like at least 2 warm sets, and then I'll get into a working set for 2 sets of 6 to 15 reps. So that way I know that the muscles are firing correctly, I know the joints and the ligaments are warm, and I'm lifting safely. So that way I'm not at risk of injury at any point in time. That's the goal. Yeah, man. Oh, found it. All right, elbows. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I can feel how red my face is. I can straight up feel the blood in my neck. So I did 15. Like the first 6 felt kind of light, but heavy enough to where I knew that if I would keep contracting this as tight as possible, I'd get some good blood flow to get in there. I'll probably throw on another quarter and stop there. I like being able to control the contraction and the negative comparatively to just one big explosive and then drop the weight for like 5 to 8 reps. Although that could be why my chest is not as big as it could be. So, 6, 7, I don't know. I usually drink probably 1, 2 of these through an entire session. I've had already probably 1.5 gallons of water today, but I still almost feel dehydrated dehydrated, and this upper left part of my pec always feels tight. Always feels tight. So like the water, I feel like almost hydrates it throughout the session. Maybe it's a placebo effect in my brain, but it feels like it helps keep me a little healthier, more fluid throughout the sets. Yeah, before coming in here, I had a scoop of Super Pump and liquid glycerol. No caffeine. I just don't want it in me this late. Got to be up, you know, 7 a.m. to get to work so we can work 12 hours tomorrow. Woo! That's all we got. What was that, about 8? I got 8 reps there. 8 at what, 90, 180 plus 50, 230. I did my best, you know. We went to summer school. Yeah, that was for geometry though. Funny enough, algebra did seem to click more, but shapes and Pythagorean's theorem, that guy. He was hell on my 10th grade. Like he put me in a school with no AC, getting painted for 3 weeks. 'Cause that was summer school for me. Just on a computer for 4 to 6 hours a day, just doing, you know, whatever geometry is. Yeah, whatever that is. Usually we'll get like, on average, 2-3 minutes to rest between sets. So I like this app so much is because I have a timer. As soon as I enter my weight and rep, it automatically starts 3-minute countdown. And then within that time frame, usually by the 2-minute mark, pretty ready to go by then. I can already feel my left pecs getting pumped up. My right one, for some reason, is lagging. Maybe I'll get some isolations on it today because I know the upper on my right side seems to develop less than my left. So that's usually kind of how I think about my sets and reps as I'm following through stuff. When my first exercise, okay, I've already done 2 warm-ups plus a working, so I'm gonna drop this to 2 plates. Typically, I drop just about 25% of the weight to set ratio and then increase the reps for the volume, but also that way I can get the maximum contraction and output because I've already used more strength in the last set. So long story short, I push really hard in the beginning, and as I get weaker, I do like a reverse pyramid set where I go heavy and big, and then I work my way down to more sets, more reps. 30 seconds. See if I can't get more than 8 on this. If I could get at least 10 to 12, that would be a good progression mark. Eight's where we're maxing out at with that. That's exercise 1 out of the way. Because I dislocated and broke this collarbone 3 times. The scar tissue in my upper pec and all the ligament damage in my AC joint is not great. Shoulder days, or pushing days in general, are always hit or miss on if I have managed to basically clear enough inflammation out of my body prior to this lift. You know, if I've just done a good job strengthening and protecting these tendons over time. I'm gonna get on that kind of lying fly machine, see how this feels. 90 pounds. I genuinely don't know if I can use 45 on each side or not. I wish there was a machine here that used your elbows. Like if I was to, you know what I mean, like that, and be able to get something. They have peg deck machines where you don't have handles. You just hook your elbows on it like that, and you pull, it's all chest. There's no grip involved, so it's just all pecs. Yeah, it's sweet. Shoulder, don't fail me now. Wow, 45 is embarrassingly heavy. To be fair, I'm only eating 1,700 calories today, so it's a light day. Like if I was in an actual maintenance phase, not a cut or a bulk, I'd be eating roughly 3,250 to 3,500 calories, almost like 2.5 times what I've consumed today, which definitely explains why I pause as much as I do, because I'm literally trying to think. I think I've had a total of 150 grams of carbs today. I used to eat that in a meal. You know what I mean? Like, I think I've got a little bit of protein and fat left to go for the day though, but I have 980 calories to eat, and I think only basically 30 grams of protein and like 60 grams of fat. So genuinely don't know how I'm gonna make that happen. Probably just gonna eat a lot of avocados. I didn't realize avocados were as carb dense. They're definitely fatty, but there's a good bit of carbs in them too, to a point of where I had to start really weighing how much avocado I was eating, because it was making me in a surplus for my carbs and I wasn't losing weight the way that I should have been. We'll upgrade to some adult weight eventually. I think the funniest thing about getting into prep is how hard everyone makes it sound when it's just as simple as do it. I don't know if I'm good at being tired and hungry, but I'm definitely not like suffering the way that everybody makes it seem to be online. I don't know if that's because I'm not doing it right, or if it's because it's not as hard as what people make it seem to be. At the end of the day, all I'm doing is eating a certain amount of food and lifting weights a certain way. I think I was just lucky enough to grow up in a household where that was like mandatory. Sports and healthy eating were like step one. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have a choice. It was pick a sport or get locked outside until the sun starts coming down, you know? So like now I don't know what to do without the gym. Wow, it's only, what am I lifting, 70 pounds? It's just crazy. That's such an interesting angle. You know, you think about you're doing a fly. Well, I guess it's just an incline fly at the end of the day. But man, that feels so hard right now. Just to make sure that we're moving along. So I only did 8 reps that first time with 90. Second set I did 12, 70. All right, now it wants me on a high incline machine press. Pretty much like what that guy's doing. Let me double check the video. Hypertrophy coach. Shout out the GOAT. If you don't know who that is, you do now. So he's got me at a 45. So yeah, I'm basically sitting up, pressing like this. It's like all front delt and upper chest all at the same time. Like I'll almost be close grip 45, basically right here. So I should be upper and then front delt activation. That should be literally the only 2 things working here. I'll take my baby weight off, I guess. I always get nervous too on my flies, because with this collarbone injury that I've had so many times, my collarbone shot across my chest this way, so it compressed my muscle fibers. So now everything that connects in here almost always feels tight, and that stretch real deep in a fly position like that makes me nervous that something's just gonna, you know, and I'd rather stay a little skinny versus tearing a pec. So not my game. He's on that incline press. My only other one would be this roller coaster right here. I think this might adjust upwards. Let me see how high I can get it to go up before we part. Oh, it only goes down. Yeah, it only goes down, so that doesn't help. I would need what this guy's on and increase the angle. See if there's just another chest machine down here a little bit. That guy's dying back there, you hear that? Oh wait, this might be, yeah, I think that'll work. It's not as 45 here as I'd like to be, but sometimes beggars can't be choosers. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna get some weight on the bar and we're gonna get a good contraction. I haven't done this machine before, truthfully, and with the angle being so much greater, my shoulder is coming into play more. I'm just gonna start a little lighter, see what feels comfortable, what doesn't. I think I can get another plate on. It's funny, man, whenever I'm at the gym, I'm always having those same thoughts, like when I'm by myself. Like I want to post that motivational, like kind of gritty stuff. And then when I'm actually working out, I'm just brain dead and there's not a thought going on. I never know how to actually capture what I'm thinking. almost feel like I need to lower the seat maybe a little bit. Those last few reps, I felt like being high, my shoulder was wanting to come forward and down instead of almost it meeting at my shoulder level, if that makes any sense.
I hate these benches, I swear.
Come on.
I missed again. Please, bro. Like, just go to your home. I swear, I'm not dumb. It's just not.
We'll see. Worst case scenario, I'm getting a prong up, you know? Like, sometimes you just gotta kind of accept things the way they are. You just gotta keep moving. Triceps are feeling it, which that's not what I want right now. I need almost to be choking myself with my chest. Like, that's kind of like what I visualize when I'm trying to get here, because the whole goal is to split this, like where it wants to naturally split there, that part's developed, but up here and higher, I feel like I almost need to be so exaggerated to where I'm like here and pulling across or like up and through to really get there to fire. Because otherwise, I feel like unless I was to sit this way and press, I almost don't feel it. Like the growth happens, but I don't ever feel the contraction that well in these movements. I just follow the program. I do what I'm told. When I wasn't following a program and I used to just like work out, you know, just throw anything at the wall. But ever since I started following a program, I've definitely shaped out more, but it's interesting how every single program actually will develop an area or not. It's so crazy because within a 12-week program that on average that I follow, I'll notice like if I actually pick a back focused program that focuses on lat width and thickness, that is almost the only thing that grows comparatively, and everything else will almost remain the same. Maybe sharpen up a little bit because I'm kind of getting better at mind to muscle connection throughout the whole process. But it's wild how you think that you can just go to the gym and do whatever. But if you're not worried about how you look and it's just from a health standpoint, then obviously by all means. I'm trying to compete and my entire category is men's classic. So for me, I need the hourglass almost. I need an X frame, big shoulders, small waist, big thighs. I have to visualize what looks with like clean lines, good visuals, strong posing, conditioning, but a frame, a big frame all at the same time. That's like why I pick my programs, is because I'm trying to shape myself a certain way. For majority of people, you'll be all right. I'm gonna go here. Come on. That's all she wrote. I forget how many sets I'm doing here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's 2 or 3. I feel like it's 2, because almost everything I do is 2 by 6 to 15s. I forgot how many reps I did already. I don't know, 10? 10 sounds like a good number to me. It's even, you know? So I did 190 again. What did I say? 190? No, that's 180. I'm telling you, man. That's why I wanna work out of my career as desperately as I do, is because it's so contradictive to what this world is. Like, I work 12 hours a day on my feet in a restaurant where it's nothing but high stress, high pace, and no breaks. Unless you have a really, really, really good stress management protocol, good luck. I'm just lucky that I've like also done it long enough to where being surrounded by fried food, chicken tenders and wings and burgers doesn't really affect me. It used to. I used to dig a wing out of that basket every now and then. Not anymore though. I think I've done pretty well this year. I don't think I've had a single piece of fried food. I've had my dessert, don't get me wrong, I've had my dessert though. I'm a big sweet tooth guy. I almost want to change the tank just so my nipple's not hanging out the whole time, but all right, cross cable triceps. So we'll go this away. Ooh, this is interesting. I'm like super off balance there. These are super weird. This is the first time I've ever done these exercises, or some of these, through this programming. And this one is definitely one of the weirder ones to control. I feel it, but doing the exercise, it never feels as strong as I would like it to be. Cause like the last 5 years, all I've done is like overhead ropes and then an overhead push down. So it's like doing these weird behind the back, single arm isolated kind of stuff. I'm like, sometimes I feel like I should just go back to what I know. Yeah, I just gotta figure out how to, I gotta tighten up in 5 weeks. I got 5 weeks to basically shed every ounce of fat and water possible, which when I did my DEXA, like I think about 4 weeks ago now, it said that I was 7%. I always take those with a grain of salt because I just don't really believe them to be 100% accurate. If I was 7% body fat, personally, I feel like I'd be a lot more striated. 7's like I'm on stage. Like there's no way I'm 7% body fat. I'm vascular, don't get me wrong. 7%, come on. Like, there's just no way. I'm just gonna do this one at a time so I can focus it. It's like I see how it makes sense to do it 2 arms at a time, but I like it single arm because you think about it anatomically, you're doing it the exact position that your tricep naturally extends and contracts in. So it's like, there's my full contraction, well, my arm naturally just does this. So it's like no matter what in any position, typically this is an easier plane of motion. I'm not fighting anything in my shoulder to extend my elbow. And then I'm getting every single piece of my tie-in from elbow joint to shoulder joint. And the more that you stabilize it and you're able to keep this right here, only let your forearm move, I mean, it is just fucking killer. I just gotta keep reminding myself that I've intentionally lost weight. That's like the biggest battle, honestly, out of all of it is the little bit of body dysmorphia that you get, because even 10 pounds on me right now would be game changer. My sleeves on my large t-shirts would fit again instead of having to wear a medium. Like, it's that never-ending cycle of reminding yourself, this is the struggle I chose. It was intentional, but I wouldn't have it any other way. This is where I feel like I'm at home. It's funny, I saw a graphic when I was probably 21 years old. And it's still in the back of my head, a side-by-side picture. One was a really big fat guy and one was a guy who was jacked. And they were both struggling. Fat guy was struggling to reach the remote. The other guy was struggling to curl a dumbbell. Suffer or suffer, choose which one. That was a 21-year-old me kind of epiphany moment when I was drinking and partying and doing half effort in the things that I was choosing. That's what became the all or nothing me, was to choose my struggle. I could either choose the struggle of a harder life to be more successful, more in shape, more knowledgeable, or I could choose the struggle of partying and looking for a new girl to hook up with and eating food and feeling like crap about myself. This was the easy choice. I encourage more people to do it because I can't imagine living my life any other way. And I really think that more people, if they were to pick up the weight consistently for at least just 2 months, even a month, 4 weeks, if you just got in the gym 3 days a week, watch how your habits just naturally shift, your thought process shifts, your energy's up, your depression's down, everything shifts. And all I'm doing is this. or some of these, you know? Like, there's not a lot to it, but it'll change your life. I don't want it to sound like I'm talking negatively about these people. It's just people who are in different struggles of life or different areas of life when it comes to, you know, eating fried food 24/7, or their concern is whatever NFL game is on the weekend, but they are not happy with where they are internally in their life. There is so much more time taken for granted and wasted that if you were to intentionally realize, oh, 4 hours on my Sunday, I'm at a bar drinking and eating chicken wings. Well, I could start a company in 4 hours. I could have an idea, write it on a piece of paper. Now, if I dedicate those 4 hours once a week over just a month, well, that's 16 hours of me changing my life. That's a lot of time. I just think about it all the time because why would you not want to be better? Why would you not want to work for yourself, to look as good as you can, to feel as good as you can? I don't know, man. It's ironic because working at a sports bar, I think people see my habits and they ask me, you know, they ask me on the low, like in private. If I'm in the office, they'll be like, hey man, so like, how do I actually get in shape? Or like, what do you do? Could you write me a meal plan? Give me a workout plan, all these kinds of things, but they never seem to want to say it in public. I think a lot of times because people are secretly embarrassed of the lives that they're living. Self-reflection is the key to all of it. Because if you can't first stand in front of a mirror and say, it's my fault that I'm living my life this way, and you stop pointing the finger anywhere else except at yourself first, you'll never change. So if you can figure out how to say, well, I didn't go to school, I didn't learn the skills necessary, I didn't pick up the weight or put down the fork, nothing, literally nothing is going to change. And I think the simplest phrase to that is nothing changes if nothing changes. Now watch this sick pump. I can't take myself that serious. Yeah, that's in there. These are like two of my biggest weak points is my right side tricep. For whatever reason, this side blew up like a horseshoe. This guy, I think it's from the fact that I'm right-handed, just takes twice as much pounding. Pause. Usually only the movements that has me where I'm pressing. One front delt dominant pressing motion, like that high incline press that I did. And then it actually only has me doing one other for side delts. And that's it. This thing is the best. Let's see how heavy I can get on these guys. All right, I'm gonna go 1 in and 2 down. Should be able to get a full. Kind of running out of steam. I need to start supersetting, honestly, before I completely gas out. I'm trying to remember what it usually has me doing. I think hanging leg raises is my superset. So it wants me doing seated calf raises as a split set, which I don't have a problem with. It's literally over there by the locker rooms. I'm not doing laps. I'm just gonna do some triceps and supersets with this because my triceps need it anyway. I don't think there's anything that I can realistically go wrong with in getting some extra arms before we step on stage. I feel too low on this right now. Like I said, man, there's some monsters walking around here. Clearly whoever was on that was tall as my back popped on that last rep. I swear to God, my back decompressed because I was pressing so hard into the pad. Usually my process when it comes to side delts, I believe volume and heavy weights are the key to rounding shoulders out. This is just personal experience. The heavier and more volume I have done, they have both added overall size in my shoulders. I did the heaviest set that I could do for 8 reps, did a superset with it, or a drop set with it, down by 25% to its 3/4 stack. Now I'm gonna start at that 3/4 stack, do as many as I can since it's lighter, should be able to control and contract it more, then do another drop set to another 1/4 stack and kind of repeat that process. So that way I'm almost running the whole stack, getting the weight, getting the volume, all within 2 sets. I will say this chest pad is the dumbest one that they've ever made though. So that was about 8 and 2 shitty reps. So now we'll do 3/4 a stack. All right, so maybe not pretty, but the pump's there. I almost always feel like I need more front delt though. But at the end of the day, we're at our lightest weight ever, but probably our most proportionate at the same time. Getting there, slowly but surely. Ooh. Triceps are so much better to work than biceps. All I got left, hanging leg raises, wrist extensions, and calves. It's freaking sweet. Everything about this place is just the best. Like, the equipment's cool. Like, yeah, shout out Icon for real. Y'all made some magic here. These things, like, I'd call love-hate. Love the exercise, hate this machine. That's my full extension and the weight sitting on the ground. This is the furthest range of motion that the machine has. It's literally touching the bumper on the bottom, so I can't get a full stretch. Do what we can. Here we go. I feel like I always can do more. Another thing with the injuries is I have this contusion in my calf. It kind of like releases that tension a little bit. There it goes. I got kneed in the calf. Funny enough, playing pickup basketball, came down for a rebound. There was someone behind me, and when I landed, like, my calf was fully stretched. Well, his knee hit me in the back of the calf when it was fully stretched, and it basically calcified the muscle because it overextended. Created so many micro tears that the muscle forced like a callus around it to heal. Never went away. So it's like that part of my calf calcified to a degree. Just hurts all the time. But I might just grab some 10 pounds while I'm standing here to kind of work our way out. I was gonna grab some dumbbells, but this is all the same. So I like getting wrist curls done too. So I kind of will get here and just to work the extensors on the top of my forearms.
Yeah, dumbbells definitely work better. You can get a better grip on it, but I can feel this working still. That's what my uncle calls the shark fin. That guy right there, he calls that the shark fin because he's a roofer down in Florida. And he's like, you work out a lot. I haven't touched a weight in 30 years. Let's see whose shark fin is bigger. I was like, what the f are you talking about? He just put his arm up like this one day and did that. And it jumped like, kind of like that. But his is literally like a fin. Like it's freaky to look at. Like it's like a bicep on his forearm. I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's got its own mound. It's cool, but it's weird. All right, last but not least, hanging leg raises, little core, dunzo. It's never getting easier. You just have to do more reps. I feel like I need to be here and then. I never even considered working out my forearms the last, basically, lifetime of being in the gym. I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say that. I just never cared to. All right, so this is video number 1 on my YouTube series and hopefully what is a long journey. I'm titling this portion My Way. So this is gonna kind of uncover what I do to prep for my first ever bodybuilding show, but also who I am, why I'm doing this, my values, beliefs, things that I think are truthfully valuable for other people. And I want to be able to uncover it in a way that is as raw and honest as possible, because I think most people are tired of overhyped, overproduced, and filtered things in their lives, whether that be content that they consume or an ad that they see on TV. And that's essentially underneath that umbrella why I'm doing this and how I'm wanting to present it. So welcome to the first ever episode of my channel.